So they kept the Buckeyes at 1, Georgia 2, Michigan 3, Florida State's at 4, Washington's at 5. So those are all the unbeatens, right? The first one-loss team for them is Oregon at 6, Texas at 7, who has the head-to-head win over Alabama, who's at 8. Then they have Ole Miss at 9 with 1 loss, and Penn State at 10. Now, do we have our graphic? There's ours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ours, we have Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Florida State 3, Ohio State 4, Washington 5, Oregon 6, Texas 7, Alabama 8, Ole Miss 9, and Louisville.
Brom and the boys.
Yeah.
Right, and you can make an argument for Penn State is going to work itself out. Mm-hmm. They handle business this weekend, which I don't think they will. That'll obviously shuffle some stuff up here. Getting to the committees, I guess if you're going to be inconsistent, or if you're going to be inconsistent, be consistently inconsistent. Got no problem with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5. I need you to hold my hand like a 3-year-old at Kroger and explain to me how you have Ohio State 1 because of their resume this year. Mm-hmm. It's about this year, and that's why you have them in front of Georgia and Michigan. But you have Florida State at 4. Mm-hmm. I still don't understand that. But look, it's going to work itself out. 90% chance it does. But this, again, and when you hear the committee talk, they're like, oh, well, it's multiple things. Well, yeah, but you still got to have one thing you hang your hat on, right? Like one methodology or one, all right, it is about this year we are going off strength of schedule this year, strength of resume this year, then head-to-head and stuff like that. I just, again, I'm not understanding why Ohio State is 1 and Florida State is 4. But the best part about this, Ohio State plays Michigan.
We get 2 top 10 matchups this weekend. I mean, we get two play-in 10, not on ours, but in theirs, 2 play-in 10, and you get 2 play-in 9 and 3 play-in 10. So that's a big thing. And Oklahoma losing really helped shake this out because with Oklahoma's second loss, because to me, you couldn't put Texas above Oklahoma after losing the Red River Shootout. They did last week.
Right? I know.
So with Oklahoma getting that second loss, we moved them back. Right now, you can move Oregon, in my opinion, up to 6, and that's the first one-loss team. But really, the top 5 take care of themselves. You haven't lost a football game. You can talk about a lighter schedule or a stronger schedule all you want. I don't care. You go through the college football schedule and you win all your games. You've won all your games, right? So the top 5 take care of themselves. But these one-loss teams, I mean, Oregon has a great case right now with their only loss, a rivalry game on the road on the final drive against Washington. Alabama, double-digit loss against Texas. That game was at home, but still, that's your only loss. Ole Miss only lost to Alabama. So really, 6 through 9 right now is where it's the most interesting.
No, without a doubt. And like I said, a lot of this is going to take care of itself. But I'm just, with the committee, I just don't
I think they watch the games.
I was looking at that I was thinking that last night when I was listening to the commentary from ESPN.
No, I think they watch the games. I think this is what happens. I think they go in there, all right, they sit down, everybody gives their spiel, you submit your ballot, and they say, all right, why do you think that Ohio State should be number 1? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is why. Why do you think that Georgia should be number 1? Another person says. So they say, you know what? Let's just mix all of it together, right? We'll not have one overarching criteria that we look at that kind of sets the tone and sets the table and make sure that we're consistent all the way through 1 through 25 with our rankings, whether that be, strength of schedule, head-to-head, whatever. I think they just put everybody's ideas together. It's almost just like Yahtzee. You just put the dice in there with all the criteria and you roll it out and you put it in however it lays so you can just make everybody happy. That's what I think they try and do. I think the reason it's a mix of eye test and this and that is because everybody has different opinions and they don't want to piss anybody off. Speaking about good decisions, you need to make sure you're starting a podcast, any sort of business, you check out Shopify. They are a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. I get asked all the time, got asked last week. Somebody was starting a podcast, wanted to do a merch store, things like that. Asked the best way to get organized. Doing it by yourself, it's very, very tough. There's a lot more boxes you have to check than what you think. Trust me. I use Shopify. We use Shopify. It's an incredible product. They make it streamlined from the launch your online shop stage all the way to we just hit 1 million orders. Shopify's there to help you grow. Our marketing team uses them every day to sell our merchandise, and we love how easy it is to add more items, ship products, and track conversations. Guys, again, I'm telling you, I'm going off script here. This is a great way to consolidate your time. This is a great way to get some help so you can worry about the content that you are making or whatever you're doing for your business. They help you turn browsers into buyers. They have the best converting to checkout rate, up to 36% better compared to other leading e-commerce platforms. So sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Crane. That's all lowercase. And when you hear this noise, yeah, that means you just got a little bit richer. Your name should be Richard. Go to shopify.com/Crane, CRAIN. That's all lowercase. Go there now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. That's Shopify, SHOPIFY.com/Crane, CRAIN. Trust me, it is a great way to get started, and it is a great way to keep going.
Yeah, it is.
I think they just look at the box score and then argue with people who actually watch the game.
Well, it's hard to watch all these games. We do it every week.
Yeah,
it's hard. Like this takes.
Well, then put my ass on the playoff committee.
Let us have a shot at it.
Put us, Josh Pate. Let's go Andy Staples. Let's just put one together of people that watch the games. At least it'll say, you know what? Here's what we'll do. College football playoff rankings. First thing is, it is about this year. I don't care about last year, about what you did. Now it's returning people. I got to know who returns where in case we have a Michigan situation or a Georgia situation where maybe the strength of schedule isn't as great, but I know that Michigan's got guys that are proven. That may affect where I put them in the poll a little bit. But if we're going to sit here and say, all right, guys, the overarching theme for this year and moving forward is your strength of schedule and resume this year. Okay, put Ohio State number 1. Then we're going to put Florida State 2. If we're going to go by that. And then we could say, all right, well, what do we do with Texas and Alabama? Well, guess what, guys? There's a head-to-head. What do we do with Washington and Oregon? Well, there's a head-to-head. Somebody has a similar record than somebody. We're not going to, and they lost to them head-to-head, like the exact same record. We're not going to put them ahead of the team that they lost to, like they did with Texas and Oklahoma, right? It just, consistency throughout the overarching criteria to me is what's lacking, because I think they're trying to appease everybody, all right? And they do know, again, I'll say it like when the first one came out, that there's a 95% chance this is going to work itself out and it's going to make their decision easy, right? Even if that means Michigan goes undefeated and they're in. Even if that means Florida State goes undefeated and they're in. Even if that means Washington goes undefeated or they're in, or Oregon beats Washington in the Pac-12 championship and they're in, and then all of a sudden it gets down to, wait, Alabama beat Georgia. They're a one-loss team, but Texas won the Big 12. Your work's already done.
I'll tell you,
Texas beat Bama on the road.
I'll tell you who does watch all the games is Kirk Herbstreit, though.
Without a doubt. Well, he calls all of them. He works every one of them.
Yeah, exactly. But he had the perfect comment yesterday when you heard Joey Galloway and Booger and all them having some petty argument about, the rankings. He said, well, you guys like all those analytics and the data and all that stuff. I just watch the games.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said, and I just started laughing right when I heard it, because it's so true. And I would trust Kirk. If you just had one person to go from ESPN to make the college football rankings, I would trust Kirk Herbstreit.
I would
to get it more right than wrong.
Incredible job.
I'll tell you what they want more than anything, though, the committee. They want Georgia to go undefeated in the SEC and make the college football playoff. That's what they want. Because if they have a situation where a one-loss Alabama wins that SEC championship, and now you have the back-to-back defending champion losing that conference champion and that conference championship game, and they only have one loss, and then the rest of the college football landscape plays out kind of like we think it's going to, with a possible undefeated ACC champ, a possible undefeated Big Ten champ, and then either a one-loss Pac-12 or Big 12 champ, it's going to be too much pressure to leave the SEC out of this thing, especially if you're having to look at an Alabama and Texas head-to-head matchup as that fourth spot.
Oh, can you imagine? That's worst-case scenario for the committee.
Scenario.
You have the thought of having to leave out an SEC team, which we know how much money that pulls in, how much viewership, how much travel you're going to get for that, and you're having to decide between Alabama and Texas, two huge brands if it comes down to that fourth spot.
Alabama and Oregon. I was thinking about this last night. Imagine an Alabama team that's only lost one game, all right, beats Georgia in the SEC championship game, and you have an Oregon team that's only lost one game who avenges their loss to Washington in the Pac-12 championship. Now you're going to have a scenario where...
So that would mean Texas is out. You're saying Texas loses again.
Or Yeah, either Texas loses again, or let's say that they're in the third spot somehow, and Oregon and Alabama some way are fighting for the fourth spot, basically, when it comes down to that. Oregon's only loss, like I said, is on the last possession on the road in a rivalry game, whereas Alabama's one loss to Texas is at home by double digits. You're still going to pick Alabama in that scenario, right? Even though that loss is a little bit worse of a loss.
Well, I think look where Oregon is right now.
I know.
I mean, I think that has a lot to do with it. Oregon wins out right now, wins the Pac-12. Let's say Alabama wins out, wins the SEC.
Which that's the question. How much is an SEC championship win over the defending champs? How much weight does that carry? To me, it carries a lot.
No, it carries a ton of weight.
Enough to jump an Oregon team that's really good, though? I don't know.
But it doesn't carry enough weight to overtake Texas.
That it doesn't, because you have the head-to-head.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
What's up, YouTube? Hey, if you don't mind, you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn that notification bell on so you know when we drop content, which is like every 30 minutes.